trade?
What's that?
You wanna trade places?
Don't speak English. Get good people.
May I have your name, please? May I have your name, please?
Do you have your phone, you wanna give Dave a call and see if he's coming? I said, do you have your phone, you wanna give Dave a call and see if he's gonna show up?
Just plan on it, takes you a while to get out of town.
Hello, may I have your name, please?
Evidently, they don't want him.
Oh, sorry, I thought those were extra copies of yours.
No,
Sorry.
you can look at it.
Okay. All right, that's good. Thank you.
We're waiting for another council person.
Hello, may I have your name, please? It's not gonna work.
Just hang up and let him call.
I know guys pay a lot of money to get their CB radios do that.
Just check this out. Thank you.
Yep. That's nice, yeah.
Sorry about that, Jeremy.
That's okay. That's okay. No problem. Check your flexibility out.
Well, you may have traveled for nothing there, Josh.
Do you have Dave's number, mate?
Yeah, I can try calling, she'll call him.
May I have your name, please?
Hey, what's going on? Are you gonna be able to make it to the meeting? 7. Alright, sounds good. But he's on his way.
I'll put the radar out there.
Say, you got a freebie coming on that one.
Screaming.
Looks like Kyle's gonna be late too, so.
Like this. So-
Yes, we got that. We could take that in a couple weeks. They got infection, no blood. Gold.
It's not working.
Some people say without that toy, it's wrong. So it'll be like it was in the olden days. Drink. So it should be called.
Eric and Ashley, are you there?
So they give me angioplasty. I'll get some blood to try to heal it.
How come I can't get anybody to?
It was a must have, because Tim had missed tonight, so.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For some reason I can't get anybody to go through the phone, I don't know why.
So that was just another Zoom.
We'll go ahead with roll call. Bill Brule,
What?
roll call.
Aye, here, present.
Tim Nottingham is not present. Nate Sticka,
Here.
Dave Stapleton,
Here.
thank you. Josh, we're gonna let you do your report right away, and so you can get on with your business for the evening.
Well, we haven't been here since, I guess, February. I haven't been.
Right.
so
Yeah,
Missed the
a
last
lot
one.
of people haven't.
So we've tried to send some reports over to Jan. I don't know if she's got them all, but I'll make sure we do
I haven't
that.
received anything.
We'll get that taken care of. A lot of it's the same stuff. The hours, the hours are still they're still here regardless of everything going on.
Right,
For May, for example, there's 55 hours spent. There's 26 calls for service, which is anything that takes place that requires a deputy's time or is ran through dispatch. That's how that's documented, so. So like on May 2nd, there's a rear end crash out here, right on the highway, which was in city limits, so we took care of it. No injuries. Had a couple traffic complaints. One we thought was a DUI driver. It was a medical issue that we got stopped here. Typical disturbances, yelling. Nobody's went to jail. Had some animal abuse, neglect deals, a couple different calls on it. I think we got that taken care of down on Lover's Lane. And got some things cleaned up down there. We're still working on some stuff, so that's how we try to handle those things, is get them in compliance versus just go writing tickets. That's a last resort. Loose dogs continue to be an issue, which we find everywhere. So, got an identity theft case that our deputies finished up, and I think they'll turn it over to the city attorney
okay.
if he doesn't have it yet. But it worked on, and I guess one of the things we talked about, and at one point, you want to discuss it, is the contracts out.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, one, to see if you guys want to continue that. And then if you do, then if there's any changes or.
Right, and as soon as we get some time set up and the commissioners and you guys have gotten together and come up with an agreement
Okay.
for the council to look at, then you can give me a call, and then I will get with the council and set up a meeting that you can come and exchange ideas and what they're looking at, and what they might have questions about, what they want, and then we'll just go from there.
Yeah, I guess right offhand, is there anything that you want to change or that comes to light? I mean, I guess you got to start somewhere in the conversation.
Yeah, and not
Everything.
right now, any of
Seems to be
you guys-
working well.
Seems to be working on our end.
Yeah.
I'd say the response time is better than what we had when we had a local.
Thanks.
We got a lot more coverage,
Yeah.
For sure.
so.
And as I said, I like the fact that nobody really knows when you guys are gonna be in the area, so that's cut down on a lot of,
Yep. Well, and I was looking through this earlier and I seen the theft, and it was kind of surprising because we don't have a lot, but actually it's a identity theft. Somebody's, stealing a credit card type deal. It's not a stealing out of somebody's garage, so
yeah.
not to say it won't happen, and we haven't had
Oh,
it, but I think it's cut down
That could happen at the
drastically,
grocery store, at Walmart, or anywhere, somebody comes up behind you and boom, they've got your card number, so it's pretty simple to do anymore if you don't have some kind of a added protection to it. We did have a couple of the town did have a couple of complaints about a truck and a horse trailer and another vehicle that's been racing up and down East River. She has grandchildren there, and she's kind of worried about it. Somebody's trash can got knocked out of after the people came and picked up the trash. They hit the trash can. Evidently, he was talking on the phone and wasn't watching where he was going. Other than that, that would be probably an issue that we need to keep an eye on East River, also West River too. People are zipping up and down there, so.
And they do, they sit over right across from the Apex, right there by the railroad right away, and then they do work East River.
Yeah.
Because we do get.
Yeah, sooner or later, the time you'll match up, and
You
it's
don't
the
match.
same two that are.
And when they're doing it, when they see us, they.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But, and I think overall, still the concept of they have to call dispatch when it's happening,
right.
not waiting to report it today or the next day.
Unfortunately,
I know, but I tell
that's-
everybody that,
Yeah,
and it's not just here, it's everywhere, so
yeah.
we can just keep pushing that.
Got a
So,
parakeet on the line.
I guess with that, we'll just kind of work on our end, just keeping it kind of the same,
Okay.
see what the commissioners think as far as.
Yeah, and we'll work on the contract and I'll keep in touch with you and then get together with the council and they can go over everything. We'll have a meeting so that, we can get public comment and things like that too, so. Anything else comes up, then I'll certainly let you know and we'll get that taken care of. We have some time yet and I'm under the understanding that even though, the contract isn't in,
We know everything's got delayed, so
Yeah.
if that's the direction we're in, we'll just
right,
keep doing what
well,
we're doing.
because of everything else that's going on that, we've had delays in just about every aspect of county, city and whatnot, business for.
I'm way behind in that aspect too, so
Yeah.
we're just getting caught, this is the first week actually.
Yeah,
getting going
it's
again.
just something you have to deal with and work with and move forward.
We'll keep doing what we're doing. so.
Yep.
You need anything else? Stick around.
Anybody have any questions for Josh while he's here?
I have a couple of comments. There are a couple little bitty kids riding around on motorbikes going up toward Joliet. And sometimes granddads might be with them and they'll switch sides. Sometimes it's a little kid riding all by himself. And that's really dangerous. In other words, sometimes they have a granddad behind the kid for a while and then they switch off. But I saw a little bitty kid, a little bitty bike like this, and he wasn't driving very good.
Right.
They don't stop at stop signs either.
No, and I was out running, so I couldn't call you.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we have a
So-
couple of
so
kids
the
in
one-
town that do that too,
I'm
all over
fine,
town, so.
so the one thing to keep in mind on that, there's a law
Answer them.
is,
I can hear them.
It's probably good. We tried.
And I've got it on this side.
149 cc or something like that.
Isn't
No.
Karen?
I can't hear it, so. But basically, that law says that if you're riding with an adult, like the granddad and the
And
kid,
stuff, so.
that part is legal.
Okay.
I don't know
Now-
why it's not working.
If the kid's by himself, that's different.
No, he wasn't. I mean, he was by himself.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just,
But
Oh, yeah.
that's just something I recently
but I
found.
All
can't
right.
hear anybody
Good.
except
Uh,
muffled. And I
but
don't
yeah.
know why.
We'll keep an eye on it.
There's at least 3 of them. Sometimes they're an adult with them.
So I will let
A
you
lot of
listen.
times they're not, they just zip right through those stop signs. And I put it on Facebook once and they said they would stop.
Hasn't? Okay. Well, I mean, if we know who it is, we just call them up and tell them to straight, do it, and if not.
If they'd stop, at the stop signs and do the laws.
If they just do it, then no one pays attention, we know that.
Having too much fun.
Yeah. I got kids on dirt bikes, so I know how it works.
Probably not Main Street though.
No, we're in the country, so that's good. All right. Well, let me know if anything else.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
All right, be in touch.
If
We
any of the
will,
callers can't hear me, I'm sorry, I don't know what is going on, the meeting, I don't know what's going on. I can hear all the background noises from you guys, but I can't hear anything else.
Okay, so next item on the agenda is the minutes, the approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes from the May 13, 2020 meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the minutes from Councilman Nate Caton and a second from Councilman Dave Stapleton. Are there any comments before they vote on the minutes of the past meeting? No comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is passed. Next item on the agenda are the bills for May 2020.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills for May 2020.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilman Caton to approve the bills for May of 2020 and a second from Dave Stapleton, councilperson. Any comments? No comment, all approved, all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed? Motion is passed. Jeremy is not here tonight. Jan, if you wanna go with your report.
I apologize for this, because I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if anybody can hear us, but we can't hear them. All we hear is,
Well, I've had
Noise.
trouble with that too on my computer at home, and it has a lot to do with the weather, so.
we have the claim approvals list. We have, the vendor list. We have the expenditures, budget versus actual, and, revenue versus actual. And we do have, I think that is all I have. We are slowly finishing up our audit. You have in your packets a draft copy, that, we have to address some stuff. I need to get a hold of Kirsten, to figure out what we need to do with the first 7 pages. And auditor asked me to get a hold of her and have her walk me through it and do what we have to do. Each one of you have a copy. There's a copy in the office. If anybody wants to take a look at it, they can in here or pay for the copies. It's a 54-page copy. So, but it's just a draft until everything gets done.
Any comments?
How long do you think it'll be before we're done with this?
Kirsten's supposed to call me in the morning. She was out of the office this morning, so hopefully we can get it dressed and back to the auditor by the end of the week, and hopefully he's got all the final touches done, or almost done, so hopefully we'll have it done before then. And to the state. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
And toes and everything else.
Tammy, is your question?
I have a question. Where are we sitting administratively in the administrative budget? We're supposed to run with a 14% reserve. Is that there, or is it gonna be there?
It is at this time, and we are at our next budget session, because it's been kind of not being done for a long time. At our next budget session, we plan on setting aside that money in a reserve account for things that we're gonna need to have, emergencies and whatnot. Plus, normally the budget always carries at least a 20% reserve. We like to have it a little bit higher, but it depends on our budget and what our expenditures are. So that's where we're at right now. And when we get done with the audit and get all of our budget in line, we will have to make some cuts in this next budget for sure, but we're looking at that seriously. And we already have some in reserve accounts, so. And we also have CDs and reserve accounts with Valley Credit in Billings, so, yeah. That will be done. Is being done now, and it will be done, so. that's where we're at with that. Any other comments? As I said, Jeremy is not here tonight. Jeremy has submitted a letter of resignation. He has accepted a better opportunity in Billings. Jay will be working with us until we can hire another part-time person. We're not going to rush into it at this point. We would like to find somebody that is a really good fit for the town. Nate has stepped up to the plate and said that because he worked with the town in high school, he knows the meters, he knows all of the curb stops and things like that, and said that he will help out as much as he can until we advertise and get applications to hire a new person. So I'm really thankful to Nate for doing that. Jay will stay with us, and we'll see where we go with it after that. Would like to find somebody that wants to stick with the town, but unfortunately, when better opportunities come up, that's what happens.
Can't you put in a contract that if you do all, give them all
No,
that
we
training?
can't, legally we
Can't
can't.
do that,
No,
huh?
we can't. Standard
That's sad.
labor law says you cannot do that,
It's sad.
yes. Okay, old business, Barca
Before we
funds.
move on, Shirley,
I'm
have
sorry.
we got a plan on when we're gonna start advertising for that position?
I'd like to set a workshop for the council, and we can go through that, get some ideas back and forth. I know that each council person has an idea on what they want to do and how they want to go about it, and I would like to discuss that. I'd like to do it as soon as we can, but, you know, hire someone or get some advertising out there. I thought maybe by the end of the month, we could get advertising in the paper and run it for a few weeks, and that'll give you guys an idea. You can jot down some ideas of what you'd like to see happen, and what your thoughts are on the process. If you agree with that, we can set a date. You can give me your ideas or let Jan know, and we can set a date to discuss it.
I would kinda like to do that.
Okay.
And that's pretty important to get
Yes, it is.
going on that.
So,
Yeah, I'd say sooner than later.
Summer's a busy time of the year.
yes, it is. So if you talk with each other and set up a date to get together, and we'll discuss it, like at a workshop or something. And we can do it on the same day that we workshop with Josh and the commissioners.
Okay.
And then I can run that by them, and we need to give them a little time to get the contract kind of set up. That's, they're looking at kind of the same thing that we're having now as far as contracting with county for law enforcement. So it shouldn't take too long, but I'd say sometime next week.
Do you have a copy of the ad that we ran last night,
I
Jen?
can find it.
I'd
We
like
can
to see
find
it.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Thanks, Dave. Barca?
Just a few suggestions from the Fromberg residents. People have come in and asked about First Avenue, south side. Great big, it's gravel, but there's a great big dip there, and then north and south Montana, plus of course there's West River up west and stuff that needs to
The
be
other side
done.
of Bartlett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, we have until November with the Barca funds, so all I have to do, we do have to have a project name. So, and we have the resolution and everything ready, so all I have to do is fill out the paperwork and do it when we decide what street we're going to do. And then they will put the, money in our account, and, then it'll be there, and we can do something in early, late fall, before the snow flies if need be.
And I'd like to get suggestions as early as possible so we can get that project name sent to Barca or to the legislature so that we can get the money, because summer months are very short and you can only pay at certain, you know.
How much money's in there?
Right now, nothing in the Barca because,
No, how
but
much
it was
money will
about,
it give us?
I think close to 12. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
with
12.
Barca, yeah,
Yeah, it
and
is
then
a-
with our gas and oil
Well, money,
and
yeah, it'll be close to 20,
22, 20.
no, about 20,
21.
maybe 21, but closer to 20.
I say we get it narrowed down to the 2 finalists and then get bids on what it is and see what's
So-
actually.
Yeah.
Well, like we did last year, I would like the council to look at the streets and see which one that you feel needs to be priority.
Well, that also applies from the public too, I mean,
Exactly.
whatever they're
Well, we-
screaming the loudest for, I mean, that's.
I know, and we
Have
are
we
getting
officially
suggestions.
asked for
Yeah.
suggestions
Yes,
from
we
the
have.
town?
Yes, we
people?
have.
In what form?
I just,
We
the
put-
flyer that's been out saying just come to the office and,
Okay.
and stuff like that,
Okay.
I've had 4 people.
Can you include something like that in the utility bill?
She can print it on the
I can
bottom.
put it on the bottom
Let's do that.
Yeah, just a heads up if there's a street, leave a word, or
and stuff.
even when they come in, maybe that way they know about it when they come in to pay and they can leave a note or something.
I have 2 people come in and that's the, or 2 people come in, but there's one with 3 signatures and one was just one saying. But it's this gravel part on First Avenue that's pretty bad, I guess.
That's why they had the water break. And they filled it, but they didn't.
No, First Avenue
It's
is
just
down
the
across.
gravel
It's never been gravel.
from the street down to the end of town.
Yeah, it's never been gravelled the whole time I've been down
It's
there.
been bladed, but not gravel.
Okay,
So,
Never been paved.
never been.
right, that's,
Which it doesn't have to be paved.
So, but that's the only streets I have gotten from the public. And then that
Okay.
flyer's been out for quite a while.
yeah.
And the bridges,
And,
bridge problems,
and I know, oh yes, we do have one on North Street, and she's,
right?
yeah, there's a bridge that's sort of washing out. I know that Jeremy and Jay had done some work on the bridges, but I don't know if that's one of them or if they painted
They
them.
filmed on this, the one up here, but not, the one over there can't be filled on, it's washing
It's what,
under the guardrail and all.
Okay.
That's one up from the Catholic
Right.
church.
Mhm. Any more comments? Okay, the coffee and the donut kiosk.
you've got paperwork in your packets that state that she's talked to DOT and the signage and stuff like that. She also has it painted out in white, and she was supposed to send pictures, but I never got them, of where she is planning on putting the kiosk. So if you just drive by there, you'll see it painted in white where she's got
Yeah,
the
they
10
brought
percent.
in some, sand and stuff to kind of,
Yeah.
They got the setbacks, they're within the
Yeah.
setbacks, so we were curious about.
So, yeah, so, and you were talking about the location of where they were gonna set the kiosk, the trailer itself, so she's got that painted out. If you drive by, you'll see where she's got it marked.
okay.
And I saw the pictures, but when she sent them through the email, I didn't get
Well, I
any
drove
pictures.
by there a couple days ago and looked at that too.
So do we have to vote to formally finish off? her
No, because you
license?
already voted with the contingencies that she meets all the contingencies of of what you required, and so if you think that where she's putting that kiosk is fine, then she'll just come in and get her business license when she's ready to open.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, we'll move to new business, with Jim Schuma.
He's not here.
Not here tonight, but he did have a problem with unkept yards.
And I know that this,
Is that one you're working on?
yes, that's the one that does,
So I know the front got mowed yesterday, I don't know what happened today, but, we have a couple deputies over there, they're working on it. There's one or two, I think, on Lovers,
Yeah, and
third one of them.
Well, I think we've got maybe 3, maybe 4 in town that we need to look at, so.
And I'll talk to you later and see what I can do, sending out letters and stuff, so that they can be,
I mean, it just really simply goes back to if they think it's a violation of the ordinance.
Well, it is.
Well, I mean, yeah, and so what they need to do is, we still need the complaint.
Yeah.
And then we take it from there, and that's what happened down there, and they went.
Well,
down and-
unfortunately, we've had many complaints on that certain property and a couple of others, but they want to complain, but nobody wants to put their signature on that complaint. So, but that's the way it is, I guess.
Yeah. If you want us involved, that's what we need,
Okay.
and you have that ordinance, and then we take it.
and
It
that's
seems to
what,
work.
that's what I tell people, if they have a complaint, to call you guys, because they can call me, but I can complain to you and it doesn't do any good. They need to call and do a formal complaint,
Mhm.
and, so that's,
And it can be simply as somebody having a reporting party being the one to say, I believe this is, in violation of the ordinance. That's all it has to be. We go down if we have a question, we talk to the city attorney. We work with them to get it cleaned up, and if not, eventually they get a cite. But our goal is to get it cleaned up and move on.
Okay, thanks, Josh. Next item on the agenda under new business is the special events for Two Bear Annual Pig Roast and Kilo Logan Container.
So what we'd like to do in light of the, trying to keep the people scattered out just a little bit, so instead of containing it just to our patio, we'd like permission to go out farther with some caution tape. Ideally, if it's okay, we'd like to just block off that right away through there that night, just block off the whole darn, most of the parking lot, so people can't drive through. And then we can put tables and chairs scattered out there, just keep the crowd apart a little bit, if possible. That's kind of why we want to ask about the open container.
Right, it'll all be on your property though, right?
Not on,
Well, if
not
we
in
block
the
it,
street.
if we block it all off, no, but technically, from the patio fence about 6 foot out and all the way back to that power pole
Mhm.
is our property,
Right,
but,
You wanna go out to, close to the highway. and
yeah, I mean, we'll still tape it all, but we just thought it works a little nicer if we can keep people from trying to drive
nobody
through.
out in the street part.
No, just from the, straight down the sidewalk across and over and then probably like a couple parking spaces past the patio that way, just make a nice big area if we can.
okay.
And then we'll probably do our music from 8 to midnight, cause right now hours we have to shut at 12:30, so.
So they even have